Welcome to our new video, guys. And today we'll be discussing Elon Musk's plans for space colonization. So, one is recently Elon Musk revealed that he will be making the efforts to send the first humans on Mars by 2026.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
what do you think? Before he said that we could make it possible by 2024, but obviously COVID and all that has made differences to that plan. And what do you think will be the
Yes.
first steps
Hmm.
if and when he gets the people on Mars?
Yes, I think it is a very good program which is initiated by Elon Musk and his company SpaceX for the colonization of Mars. So I think the first step which he will take is he's right now ready to make reusable launch vehicles which will be which will be sent to Mars, and it will come back for the transport of cargo and the things which will be essential for the Mars colonization, right? So like he'll be working on creating this Starship rockets, which is a reusable
Yeah.
rocket. So I think he is he's trying to make more such rockets so that cargo and such things can be transported on Mars.
So the Starship will be the first, space shuttle to journey for Mars and come back as well. So recently, the tests that they have been doing weren't as successful as
Yeah.
they would like to have.
Hmm.
So obviously, it might be that plans might be delayed further because it is a challenge in itself, the launching of such a space shuttle that could get us through Mars, because
Yeah.
as far as we know, nothing has been
Yeah.
over nothing has carried humans over moon. So Mars is obviously
Yeah.
a bigger uh, project than that, and then you have to also come back, refuel there, and come back to Earth.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
a program of this magnitude will definitely take some more time. So, what are other news regarding
Yes.
to it?
So yes, other news is the payload which is been sent through the Starship's rocket. So the payload is very heavy. So the Starship first needs to enter the Earth orbit, and where it is expected to be refueled before it departs to Mars. Right. So refueling needs to be done in between the travel to Mars, because the payload is much more in weight. The capacity that Starship can carry is about 100 metric ton, which is about 35 Tesla cars.
Okay.
So this is the payload which Starship can travel. So to move such mass into the space, we need more and more fuel. So refueling needs to be done, and so that the propellants return to Earth also. So the expected payload is about 100 to 150 tons to
Okay.
Mars for the colonization.
Yeah. So, what are their
Yes.
plans? Like, what they will be doing when they get to Mars for the first time? Is there some data that they will be collecting, or is there something else that they have planned? Will they stay there for a few days, weeks, or whatever?
Yeah, so the first plan is to get on the Mars, and then uh, like uh, they first need to collect the water ice which is available there. They need to defreeze the ice and collect the water from there, and then there is a Sabatier process that will be deployed on Mars, which will synthesize methane and liquid oxygen as rocket propellant from the local supply of atmospheric CO2 and ground water
Yeah.
ice, right? So these are like some gases which need to be converted so that a proper atmosphere is maintained on the Mars for human use.
Okay. So obviously all these experiments that they will be doing, they'll be in a space suit, and they will have to make something that doesn't affect them because of the radiations, and
Mm. Yeah.
the gravity of Mars. I think it's 38% of what Earth's gravity is. So,
Yeah, like it is three
yeah,
times less than the Earth gravity.
30.
Mm. and the temperature, like the atmospheric pressure is also 0.6
Okay.
percent atmospheric pressure of that of
Yeah.
Earth. So, like to maintain that, there is this concept by Elon Musk. He says that we need to create several dome villages on Mars so that the atmosphere is maintained there. And within each dome village, it would allow us to relax and walk around and do other things
Yeah.
without the need of
Yeah.
spacesuit.
So
So,
obvious, and another problem is that while entering Mars atmosphere, Mars itself is cold, and I think
hmm.
the shuttle will be hotter, and the heat will affect the space shuttle from the outside, and that is
Yeah.
why I think it's taking more time for the Starship space shuttle to make such, strong, uh, coverings for that it doesn't get burned off while entering Mars atmosphere.
Yeah, there are several such theories which we need to work upon. Um, like there is this problem of funding
Obviously.
also, because to transfer such loads and such variety of humans there. Elon Musk needs to have like a huge amount of
Yeah.
fund, and so the cost of all work leading up to the first Mars launch was expected to be $10 billion, right? And SpaceX expected to expend that much before it generates any transport
Okay.
revenue, right? So like it is way much costly than any other space project. And if Elon Musk wants to colonize on Mars, so it would be a huge impact uh, on his
Yeah, impacts
like
on his purse. Yeah.
money and revenue
Uh,
on his purse.
and obviously his plan is to eventually colonize Mars with 1 million people there. He said that we can colonize Mars by 2060 if we get 1 million people there.
Hmm.
We would have to build domes like you talked about.
Yeah,
We would have to build domes so that we don't rely on the spacesuit all the time, and eventually making
right.
a suitable atmosphere for humans. So
Hmm. Like the average temperature on Mars is about minus 60 degrees Celsius. So
yes.
to maintain the atmosphere is also like to maintain the temperature is also a
Yeah.
big deal. So the Mars, I think the Mars rotation is about 28 to 29 days, Earth days, and when the Mars,
Actually, I'm I'm not sure, but on SpaceX website, on their missions for Mars website,
hmm,
it is actually
hmm,
24 hours 7 something like that. The day of Mars is closer to Earth, actually, very close to Earth. So yeah, so
okay,
that's
okay,
a
okay.
good thing.
Sorry, I didn't know about
Uh,
that.
that is definitely
Hmm.
a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
24.6 Earth
24
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so it is one Martian
Yeah.
day. So when Mars faces the sun, its temperature is about 20
Yeah.
degree, and when it does not face the sun, it is about minus 60 degrees, right? So to maintain such temperature, we need to work upon heating system
Yeah.
as well, and SpaceX needs to work upon that too. And their goal is to send the Starship rocket in
Yeah.
2024, right? So it would be uncrewed, and like people would not be traveling in 2024. The first human mission would be in
26.
2026. That what
Yeah.
Elon Musk said.
So weren't they talking about something like they would be able to grow crops and plants on Mars?
Yeah, so scientists have produced crops in Mars and the lunar soil, which is developed by NASA on Earth, basically. So they have created the atmosphere of Mars, and they have cultivated the crops there. And they were so happy that the crops were grown and they were red in color. For example, the tomatoes were red in color, and then they grew radish, quinoa, spinach, and peas, like 10 different varieties of crops they've grown, and all the crops were fully grown and harvested,
Nice.
right? So they think that the Martian soil is somewhere near to the normal soil which is on Earth, and like 9 of the 10 crops were edible, and they were harvested like the crops were harvested, and the spinach was an exception. Like spinach didn't grow, and the total biomass production per tray was the highest for the Earth control and Mars soil simulant that differed significantly from the Moon soil simulant. The researchers said. So that's a concept where the crops are grown successfully.
Yeah, that is a great sign as well that eventually, maybe in a few decades, we would be able to sustain a colony on Mars.
Yeah.